Good morning, family. How are you? We are headed in for training for Malik for his pump. His husband. He can't wave at you, but you see.
Yeah, I'm carrying the box.
Wait for him.
Malik's gonna wave from the Hey family. Carrying the box right now, but good morning to you. Yes, we're going in to get Malik some training on his meter. You know that he's gonna be using now for his for his diabetes. As this is another stage of education for I and Mom and for Malik as well. Of course, we can't record inside there, but we can just at least let you know what we're doing here. Mm-hmm. So this is part of the vlog to say, hey, this is the educational part. Mm-hmm. We'll let you know afterwards how it actually went.
Yeah, we definitely would do that, but as you can see, I'm tired, husband tired, family, very tired. Jesus. Right, you probably can't record in there, but you know me. I try.
Yeah, I think we all. Yeah. How you doing today?
Hey, back, family. All right, family. We are in training, and like I said, me and husband said we tired, and the man already that lost me already. What about you, babe?
Yeah, I know. Of course, what we're gonna do. We just had limited sleep, family, but we're gonna drill him. So he's so prepared to be. This is all new, but it's for the sake of our son. So of course, Mom and Dad, we always get it. We just it's different when you're trying to learn something at a more tired rate. But before we leave this room today,
we will have that.
I will be polished. Believe it.
That's for sure. So there's Malik. He got his pen and paper ready. And there's his brother over there supporting him. So family, we'll be back.
Simple. So when you're putting on the pod, yeah, just be careful that we're not. So you were probably at a bad angle. When you're right in front of him, which I'll have you come around and do it, exactly. You'll sit right on it. Yep.
Yeah. That's what it was.
And you, as soon as you did, I'm like, oh, he's at a bad angle. So exactly, because you didn't see it.
Yeah, because it was like turned kind of clockwise.
Yep.
Okay, when he gets those pods placed on him, does he have to clean it off with alcohol or?
If you normally use alcohol, definitely use alcohol.
Okay.
If you don't, as long as you're clean, it's going to be perfectly fine.
Okay.
Now, what I recommend, cleaning after you take the pod off is more important.
Okay.
Because there is a little hole there, right? And that's what that candle is going through.
Mm-hmm.
Correct.
So naturally what the body wants to do is it wants to heal that. Healing is, itching, red, anything like that. That's still the body healing, even though it's annoying to you. That's what the body does, right?
Okay.
So when you take one off, clean it with alcohol or antibacterial soap or whatever, because that'll clean that little hole so it doesn't get infected.
Okay.
So cleaning after the pod is more important, if you ask me, than cleaning before.
Okay.
Now, if I was out and about in dirt and whatnot, of course I'd clean that area. But if you just got out of the shower or took a bath that night or morning or whatever, you're fine to put one on.
Okay.
Okay. All right, so now we're going to take the needle cap off. Who wants to take it off this time?
Okay, I'll take it off.
I got really nervous, so I'm not going to do it.
Don't be nervous.
Don't be nervous, because son, this is going to be...
Don't see anything, so go ahead and hit next.
Hit next.
And now we're going to take the adhesive backing off.
Okay.
Yep, go ahead. So just holding it up, start on the other side where the tabs are. There you go. There's one. So yep, you got it. Let's fix that one just a little bit. Perfect. All right, so now what you're going to do is, this just wants to turn on you. There you go.
You got a different angle now.
Yep. Okay. And we're just going to set it on.
Turn around all the way. There you go.
There you go. Perfect. You guys will get good at it. This is the first time, right?
Right.
It takes time to get good, right? You're not an expert the first time.
All right, I think that we have it this time.
Yep, give it a, yep. Let's see. Oh, perfect, Dad, yep. And what you want to do is just fix all those little creases. They happen, but just as long as we put it and then we give it a good push in the middle.
Okay.
All right, we got it on. So, next, it says put it on, apply it to the site. We hit next. All right, so now to insert the cannula, it takes about 6 seconds, but it does it in 2/10 of a second.
Okay.
You're gonna hear it. You're probably gonna feel a little poke like you normally do if you get a shot, and that's it.
Okay.
All right. So go ahead and hit start. Once you hit start, it takes about 6 seconds. Once you hear the clicking. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
I hear it.
6. All right. Did you hear it?
Mhm.
Did you feel it? All right.
He
So-
felt it.
All right. So now what the pump's going to ask you is it properly inserted? So turn around. What you should see, keep turning so your mom and dad can see, is that little box right there is pink now.
Okay.
All right. If you see the pink box, that means it inserted the needle.
Okay.
All right. But if we don't hit yes, it won't start the pump. So we got to hit yes. So come and hit yes.
Oh, see that? Yeah. Good, real good practice.
Uh-huh.
There you go. So now you're up and running. Your pump is on and giving you insulin. You can pull your sleeve down if you want. You don't need to have it out anymore.
No. How do you feel?
How does it feel?
I was about to ask you that. How do you feel?
It feels different.
Yep. Guess what you don't have to do for dinner today?
What?
Take a shot.
Isn't that awesome?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yes.
So at dinner time, so this is what you call your status screen. So now you got status. Here's your battery, it's full. Your insulin, which is that little vial, and it says 50 plus.
Okay.
It'll always say 50 plus until you get under 50.
Okay.
All right, and it'll count it down.
Okay.
All right. When you get to 10 units, this is going to beep and say, hey, you only have 10 units left. So you're going to have this data all the time.
Okay.
When do you change your pod? Your pod's going to expire at 11:09 on the 15th. It gives you the date and time that this is going to expire.
Wow.
All right. So you don't have to wait for the notifications. You'll always know
Yeah.
just by looking at the status.
Okay.
You'll have your date and time. You'll have any insulin on board. Remember, I had 1.9 units on board. You'll have his here anytime he boluses. You'll be able to see that.
Okay.
His basal rate that's running, which is 0.6. His last blood sugar or last bolus if we have that.
Okay.
Okay.
To go to home, just hit the home button and it takes you to your options.
That's cool.
Right. To go back to status, just hit status. Now, if you, so turn around, no, keep going, go walk towards the door. Keep walking. Keep walking. If you ever see, now turn the pod the other way, towards the door. I might have you walk out the door here in a second. It's still finding you. All right, go outside real quick. I want to show your mom and dad something. Keep going. Keep going. All right, so if you ever see this little antenna,
Okay.
come on in now.
Can you see this?
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you ever see this, you just need to move it closer and it'll find him.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
So it's supposed to be 5 feet, but he was way further than 5 feet and it was still finding him.
Okay.
But if I say that because sometimes he'll have a jacket on, a sweater, and you're trying to bolus and you see that little antenna, just move it closer to the pod
Okay.
so it can find it. All right, because it is wireless, it's radio frequency, but you just need to be within a proximity of it and it'll pick them up.
Thank you.
All right. Other than that, like I said, home screen takes you to your options. Bolus is the most important thing. We put in his blood sugar, whatever your meter tells you. Put in his carbs, does the math for you, and tells you. Now, how did it come up with this dose? You'll notice there's a little question mark here. If we hit the question mark down here, it'll show its work. It says you're getting 3 units for your food, you're getting 0.4 units for your correction, which comes out to be 3.4. If anything was being taken away, it'll show you how much it took away and why.
I like that.
Yep. And I'm going to back because I don't want to give you any insulin. When it's time to change your pod, so this is what it'll look like now.
Okay.
So more actions, change pod, press confirm to begin the pod process change. This will deactivate your current pod. So you have to deactivate this one before we can activate a new one.
Okay.
All right, and that's under more actions and change pod.
Okay.
Other than that, we can go look at your status. You're up and running.
Okay.
My question is, when did you take your Traceba last?
Last
Night.
night.
Last night. Okay. So I'm going to turn your basal rate off because you still have Traceba in your body. All right. I got to wait for your Traceba to get out to turn your basal on. How can I do that? Very simple. What time did you take your Traceba?
It was late. It was like
Around 6. 6 maybe?
No, it was later than that.
Was
It
it
was like
later?
after about 9:30.
Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to temp basil you. We're going to decrease it. We're going to turn it off until 9. You said 9 o'clock?
Mm-hmm.
So this is going to turn back on at 9 o'clock for you. At 9:17, this is going to automatically turn his basil on.
Mm.
So for the next 10 hours,
Mm-hmm.
he's not getting any basil because his traceba is covering him.
Okay.
We got to get his traceba out of his body.
Okay.
That's going to be when you usually take it again.
Mm-hmm.
So if we hit enter and confirm, we want to hear the 2 beeps. I know it took my command, right?
Mm-hmm.
If I look here, temp basil is off for 10 hours. In 10 hours, you might be sleeping. It's still going to automatically turn back on.
Mm.
All right. So that's the only time we're going to be temp basiling for a long period of time.
Okay.
The reason I say that is because this is going to be 10 hours. This is going to beep at you every half hour while you're temp basil. You're usually not going to temp basil for 10 hours. So don't think that this thing beeps at you all day long every day. It's only going to beep reminding you that you're temp basil.
Okay.
After that, it won't beep too often. But if it ever beeps, it'll tell you why it's beeping when it's going on. But at dinner time today or lunchtime today or when you eat, you can still bolus with this. All right, so you still don't need to take a shot. You're just not going to be getting your basil rate right now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You want it? Got mine. I got mine. I don't need yours.
Okay. So, okay, gotcha. So just kind of quarterback this just a little bit. Okay, so basically right now, the traceba in the system is currently running out. You need to understand that as well.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we look like, Mom and Dad, where's my shot? I just
Right.
take this giant meal. Okay, so that is programmed to cut on at 10. You said it at
9:17.
9:17 tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good deal. 0.06 hours
Per hour.
per
Yep.
hour. Okay.
How's it feel now?
It is different
You
still.
you might not even notice it as time goes on. So that's the thing about a pot
Mm-hmm.
is that you're going to forget you have it on. All right? That's a great feeling, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's also a bad feeling when you're changing and you knock it off. So you do want to be aware of where it's at. Okay. Did it beep at you?
It did. Confirm. Did you press anything?
I just pressed on because it went off.
Oh, okay. Yep.
Okay.
So you probably held the home button down.
Okay.
That's all right.
Okay, so when he eat lunch today, we put in his blood sugar and all that.
Yep.
And and then it's gonna do
It's gonna
the
give him this-
carbs and all. Okay.
Yep. You won't have to calculate it anymore.
Okay.
You might want to if you want to check the pump, but remember the pump is rounding to the nearest 0.05.
Mm-hmm.
So his doses are going to look a lot different than when they were shot doses.
Okay.
Because before you were given 4 units, 5 units, 6
Mhm.
units.
Yes.
Now this is going to be given 4.75 units,
Mm.
3.8. It's going to be given fractional doses.
Gradually.
So it's going to be a lot more accurate,
Okay.
which hopefully will bring his numbers. I
Numbers.
mean, his numbers aren't looking bad now,
Mm-hmm.
but we're going to try to keep that going without shots and a little bit of less insulin, right? Because we did decrease some of his doses because we don't want him to go too low.
Right.
All right.
Awesome. That was very educational. I received everything. Did you?
Yeah.
What's
My
it
only
about?
question I have is, okay, like when he had the shots and everything, and he had a sick plan. How does that work? Like, say he gets sick, how does that work?
It's going to be very, very similar to what you were doing before.
Mm-hmm.
It might even be easier now because you've got the pump.
Mm-hmm.
And you can contact Eileen and say, you know what, he's sick. She may have you temp basil him,
Okay.
decrease things. But the pump is nice because it's going to work without having to eat. So if he doesn't eat,
Mm-hmm.
you don't program it, right? You don't give him insulin. So the pump is designed to work when he's eating and not eating.
Okay.
But definitely you're going to follow the same sick plan that you would before,
Okay.
just minus the shots.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Because if he's only eating, 5 grams for breakfast because he's sick,
Mm-hmm.
you're going to put 5 grams in there and it'll mathematically give him the dose he needs.
Okay.
Yep.
Supplies.
Yes.
We need to talk about supplies.
Okay.
And when he needs more supplies.
So where do you get your pods from? Where did you get them delivered from? Edge Park or?
It was some company who delivered that. I don't remember the name. Do you?
I do not. To be exact, we talked to so many people.
Yeah.
I know. I know. You talked to Omnipod. I'm sure you talked to a vendor too.
Yeah, we talked to. Remember, I talked to some lady named Mary or I forget her name.
I know.
Karen or something like.
So
Name sound familiar at all to you? Karen, Mary.
not from my company, but it could have been from the DME that you're having to use. So The easiest way to find out where to get your supplies from, if you can't remember, is contacting customer service from Omnipod.
Okay.
So customer service is on the back of the pump.
Okay.
The number is, but it's also in your book that you're going to have.
Okay.
So you could call them, and I'll show you where it's right there. This is customer service 24/7.
Good deal.
Okay.
You can call them, pick a reorder, and just say, hey, I don't know where I get my supplies from. Can you check the system?
Okay.
They're going to say, yep, you don't get them from us, but call so-and-so, and they'll get you everything reordered.
Did
for
they
you.
FedEx?
They should,
I
yes.
said okay.
Yep.
All right.
Yep. Customer service is always the number to call if you have
Okay.
any questions with anything.
Good deal.
I will definitely touch base with you in the next couple of days just to see how things are going. It is a weekend, so you do have your normal, emergency plan from the doctors here. If they have an emergency number or whatever to call,
Okay.
if anything happens, don't hesitate to use them.
Okay.
Eileen knows obviously that you're going on it. She's getting the school plan ready for upcoming school year, so it'll be a little different than before
Okay.
because they're not going to have to do as much now.
Yeah, exactly. But wow, this is definitely a bonus there. How do you feel about this?
Oh, I feel good. I mean, it's like almost like a reinsurance now, because it's like, now maybe we can actually get his blood sugars to be in a normal,
Yep.
Yeah,
base
Yeah,
rate.
we can remember when he first was diagnosed.
Oh,
You
yeah.
probably can remember when you
Oh,
were
yeah.
diagnosed. Yeah. So
Even 34 years ago, I remember that day. I'll never forget that day.
Yeah, he
Yes.
was 4.
Okay, so you haven't known anything else other than diabetes. then.
That's all. That's
Yep.
all it's been for him. Yes.
I wish I was diagnosed at 10,
At 10.
and
Wow.
man, I was already having my bad habits, going to the store
Wow.
and buying all my junk food.
I mean, I know it's hard to break bad habits,
Yep.
because he has this like,
Yep.
okay, I still want this. and-
Kids will be
and-
kids.
Yeah, exactly.
But now it might be a little easier with the pump because you can program it,
Mm-hmm.
and if you decide to eat something that maybe is not the healthiest, still put the carbs in the pump and it'll deliver the insulin for you.
Okay, good deal. All right, well, thank you.
Hey,
you
my
for-
pleasure. And then
for
the
your time.
Dexcom, like I said, you can contact Dexcom, or there should be probably a little video card in there
Okay.
that you can go to the website, and it literally will walk you. It take 10 minutes to put the Dexcom on.
Okay.
I changed mine this morning. I mean, it's literally simple as simple can be.
Okay. Yeah, for the first 2 times, of course, you're gonna have your mom and dad's
Mhm.
assistance.
Yep.
And
Oh, absolutely, 'cause
to you.
Peeling that tape off the pod, even peeling the tape off of this, it takes a little. It's delicate, right? You don't want to fold it on itself like we did. And it happens to the best of us. I've been doing it for 30 some years, and I still have a problem sometimes. So you just got to be careful with it. But the more you do it, the better you get at it.
Absolutely.
I can do it in my sleep now.
Well, that's a good thing.
But you guys will get really good. This book is great to read. It will walk you through kind of every situation that goes through with it.
Your son, inside your bag.
You got a case too,
There's a case in there too.
Is it a case?
Now, one thing I do recommend is if you are going out, like to school or somewhere, always have an extra pod and insulin with you. In
Okay.
case it falls off, you can change it right then and there.
Okay.
I always carry an extra pod and insulin with me just in case.
Okay.
Because if I'm out at work and I'm doing something, I don't want to have to drive all the way back home to
Okay.
change my pod. I can do it right there in the car. Boom, good to go.
Okay, now those vials, they've I know you went out to talk to them. Did they put the prescription in already at our local pharmacy?
I don't know. That's what we'll have to ask when we walk
Okay,
out.
okay.
But vials are just like pens. There's just more units in them.
Okay.
Once you open a vial, it can stay at room temperature up to 30 days. So you don't have to keep it in the refrigerator just like the pens. The only things that stay in the refrigerator are the unopened vials. So a
Okay.
vial that you haven't used stays in the refrigerator.
Okay.
Once you open it, no matter where you keep it, it's only good for 30 days.
Okay.
Okay.
So he can carry it with him if he needs to.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Sound good?
Alrighty.
All right, you get your learn on now, all right? You'll be a pro by the time you come back. Do you have a follow-up appointment coming?
In 3 months.
In 3 months,
Yeah.
okay. So I'll contact you in the next couple of days just to see how things are going. Don't hesitate to shoot me a text. Call me if you have any questions.
Okay.
All right,
sounds
especially
good.
over the weekend. All right, because it gets busy. Customer service is 24/7. I'm not 24/7, but I'm pretty available as long as I'm not with patients or busy with the family. I can usually get a hold of.
Okay, sounds good.
All right. Hey, very nice meeting you.
You as well.
Nice meeting you. Nice meeting you. You over here so quiet. Nice.
Share that now.
Okay, family, we are out of class. We are out of class, and I try to, vlog as much as I can, information for you guys. Very informative, and this is like another, latch on me and husband's ladder, because when he was diagnosed at 4, we had to learn a lot. So, we took notes and everything, and You know, it seems like, you know, we pretty much grasp, you know, the main idea how to do things, right?
After we woke up.
Yeah, we had to wake
Yeah,
up. 'Cause I was sleepy.
after we wake up, the training went full force. And you know, we're no stranger to it at all. So we learned the basics of it. Of course, you know, with all things, they do get better, and you get more sharper and polished. You know, but yeah, we as for right now, we've gathered the basics, which is good for the first stage of training. You know, so yeah, and we had to get it. I mean, there was no other way, right? You know,
Right.
so yes, indeed.
We're gonna show you what it looks like. Malik has it on now, so I'm gonna let him come over here and show you what his Omnipod and what it looks like. Okay, family. See, Malik now has on his Omnipod that's connected to him and everything. He also has the meter with him. Where the meter at? Show him the meter. He has his meter now. It's connected to him, so he's officially got his diabetes pump now. So how you feel now?
Good.
Are you comfortable with it? I know you're gonna learn more, just like me and Dad gonna learn more, right? Are you comfortable that's on?
To me, it is.
Yeah.
I don't feel any pain.
He don't like shots, so you glad you ain't gotta take shots no more?
Glad.
Glad. So now, family.
Even though I'm used to it, it still bothers me.
Yeah.
I can understand like why he said it because he got diagnosed at 4, you know, and he's 14 now. So after a certain amount of time, you know, we always wanted something that was, you know, less painful or you know, even though less painful. But I don't know, he's taking his shots like a champ, you know. So I gotta commend him for that. He know he needed it. He know it was for his health. So I gotta commend him on that. But this is just another stage to make things easier. So if anything for your kids, you know how that goes. Anything for your kids, anything for your family. But if this is going to create an easier process for him, then we're all for it.
Amen to that.
Correct?
Correct.
All right.
And you happy, right? Well, that's all that matters. So, family, we're gonna get out of here. You know, as you've seen in the other vlog, you know, we just learned that Shauna is a diabetic. So now the next thing, you know, we gotta, you know, take him for education, and he's got a meter. He don't have a meter. I said he got a meter. He's gonna be taking metformin. That's what he's gonna be taking. So, because he's an adult, he's gonna take metformin. Hopefully, this with diet and everything will help control, you know, his diabetes. So now we have 2 sons who are diabetic. So, family, like I said, you know, we're gonna get out of here and go on with the rest of our day. Like I said, me and husband, we tired. But, you know, you got to do what you got to do for your family, always. That always going to come first, you know. You got God and your family, right? So, family, thank you for coming along with us on Malik's pump training. You know, I try to sneak some footage in for him, you know, because you ain't supposed to be training. You ain't supposed to be recording, you know, especially not no training. But, you know, I had to do it for y'all, you know, so y'all know, y'all family. So until the next vlog, family, we love you. Have a wonderful weekend. Until the next vlog, family. Bye, family.
Take care, all.
Got something to say, Jay? That's his signature, the hand wave. Bye, family. We love you. Don't forget to hit subscribe and hit the notification.
And comment.
And comment. He wants you to comment now that you know that he's on the pump now. So, until the next vlog, family, we love you. Don't forget to hit the notification button.
And don't forget to keep an eye on me, too.
Oh, God. Bye, family.